Hi! Today I wanted to talk about the top 10 things that I've learned in the past year. But in the past year, a lot has changed, a lot has happened in my life, but probably the biggest thing is I got diagnosed with celiac disease. So I can make a whole bunch of videos actually about that and what I eat and how I found out and all that another time. But I wanted to focus on more positive things today. I'm going to be sharing the top 10 things that I've learned, and I wrote them all down in my phone so I don't forget. And here we go. The number one thing is I've learned how to be grateful for the things that I can do and I can eat, and also the experiences that I've had thus far in my life. Every day this past year, it feels like I've discovered something new that's been taken away from me from this disease, whether it's eating out with friends or if it's bagels, having bagels after a long night out, whatever it is, something new gets taken from me literally almost every day. And because I realize, oh, this has gluten in it, or, oh, that was a great experience, but I can never really do that again or do it in the same way. And so I've had to learn to focus on the positive things and be thankful for the things that I can have and I can eat, or else I would drive myself crazy. I'm really grateful that I learned that. I've definitely learned how to be a lot more confident and a lot more body positive because I feel empowered now because I know what's happening to my body and I know more and more each day what makes it do what and how my body reacts to certain things, and not just food, stress. It just kind of empowered me in a lot of ways to make the choices that are going to have the best outcome for me. So that's given me a ton of confidence in the past year. Number 3 is I've learned to be really critical of industries, I guess, especially the food industry, but it's just crazy. When I go into a normal grocery store now and I look at the middle aisles and what they're selling people and what's in it, what it's made out of, it's not food. It's literally, I don't know what it is. It's but it is not food. That is not food. And I have a huge sweet tooth, and I eat a lot of things that I probably shouldn't and that aren't super nutritious for me, but I like to think that I mostly stay away from things that are just doing harm. And a lot of that stuff in the middle aisle, that is doing harm. So I'm also grateful that I can't eat that, because I still would be if I could, of course. But it just made me realize that look at the ingredients of what is in stuff, because it is kind of crazy. It is crazy that we eat all these chemicals and kind of disgusting things. Also enjoy life, don't restrict yourself. I'm not gonna ever tell anyone oh, it's it's so much fun restricting your diet, it's so much fun not being able to eat cheese doodles or whatever. Make decisions for yourself. Know what you're actually eating and know what it's doing to you. Number 4, oh my god. Number 4 is I've learned to really listen to people and not make assumptions. A lot of people this past year have told me about my disease. And granted, I'm not an expert yet. I've only been diagnosed for a year. I've only dealt with it for a year, but these people have dealt with it for a total time of 0 seconds, and they're trying to tell me it's this way or it's that way, or you can do this or you can't do this. But it's just like, what are you even saying? Like, you're just spewing garbage, and it's just so like, what? Why would you do that? Like, you don't know anything about this disease. Like, why are you talking? Like, you can listen to me, you can listen to other people who have celiac, you can like learn from their experiences, but what? Like, what are you basing anything that you're saying off of? And it's just like so crazy. Like, I've been told that, oh, I can eat, you know, of course, like I can eat gluten sometimes, and I can have like a little bit of gluten and it's curable and blah blah blah. It's like, I don't think in 2 years, even if I work out every day, I get my 8 hours of sleep, eat broccoli every day, whatever it is, I don't think then I'm gonna be able to eat a bagel. Like, it just like doesn't work like that, and people don't understand it, and it's okay that they don't understand it, and it's okay if they ask questions, of course, but it's when they assume that they know more than you, and there's literally no reason like that they should assume that, that's when, oh my god, it drives me so crazy. So I've learned, not just with like people's diseases, but you know, with anything, to just listen to people and listen to people's experiences, and not to make my own assumptions or judgments until I hear them out, or just not at all. Even better. Number 5 is the power of taking care of yourself before you take care of others. This has been crazy. I feel like I've been more connected with people in the past year than I ever have been in my life, and it's because I'm finally like in a position where I feel like, you know, I'm really prioritizing my health and my well-being and my mental health, and it just like dramatically changed my view on how I see other people and how I interact with other people. And before, I was trying to do the opposite. I was trying to just change how I interact with other people, hoping that that would help me, and it wasn't working, and of course I was getting so frustrated. And now I've learned the solution. It's to just focus on you, like just focus on what you're doing and what you're about and your goals and everything else, and then like how you interact with other people will follow, and it will be super rewarding, and it will be super fun, and you'll make new friends, and you'll have better connections in your life, and it's just really great. And I feel so like, wow, how did I not know this earlier? I don't know. I've also learned that family is so important. As everyone does, I've had like, you know, struggles in the family department in the past few years. But no one is going to listen to you more and take care of you more than your family. And by family, it doesn't have to be blood. It can be your friends, it can be your coworkers, it can be whatever family or community that you're a part of. But for me, it's like, you know, my mom and my dad and my stepdad and my brother do so much for me on a daily basis, and have done so much for me in my life. And I would not be happy, I would not be safe, I would not be stable if I didn't have them in my life. And that's like so irreplaceable and so valuable to me. And just more and more every day I realize, like, you know, I would never want to like lose a connection with them, because there are times when I thought I really do. I want to just like sever ties and leave, but now I realize, like, no, that's not what you want, that's not what you need, it's not what's good for you, and it's important for me to be close to them. Number 7, of course, is I learned how to really like listen to my body and tune in to what it's telling me. A lot of the time it's telling me things and I don't know what it's saying, but I know that I'm supposed to be listening. And I know, you know, that it's trying to communicate something. As time goes on, I think I'm going to get better at like sort of deciphering, oh, like my stomach kind of reacted weird after I had that coconut milkshake. Like, you know what, now that I think about it, it always kind of reacts weird after I have coconut. Maybe I'm allergic to coconut? Who knew? Because like I wasn't breaking out in hives and like my body wasn't like, something is super wrong. But sometimes the signs are really, really, really subtle. So listen to your body. Try to figure out what it's telling you. Number 8 is I've learned that it's okay to have limits and to expect other people to respect those limits and boundaries. So often, I mean, I'm still struggling with this, but so often I have a hard time going into a restaurant saying, you know, oh, I have celiac, so can you use like, you know, different gloves, and can you do all these like special things for me because like whatever. But that's okay. It's not like I chose to have this disease and I chose to put this on people, you know, this like burden. And it does suck because I've worked in restaurants. Like I know when someone has like a gluten allergy. It used to sound stupid to me too, you know, like I get it, and it's like so much, it feels like a lot more extra work. But you know what, like it's okay. And people who think that, they just don't understand. And I was one of those people. I didn't understand. And it's also okay that everyone doesn't understand. But the point is like, don't beat yourself up about having those boundaries or having those like extra needs. It's fine. It's fine. I had to tell myself like, it's fine. Calm down. 9 is I've learned to really manage my time to make the most out of it. And that for me means like, you know what, I don't really like going to a bar or going to a club and staying out until 5 a.m. Like I used to make myself do that because I thought this is part of your 20s, like this is what life in your 20s is supposed to be. And I'm realizing more and more that that's not what I want my 20s to be like. My ideal, you know, 20s is totally different. Is like sitting at home and filming myself making YouTube videos and stuff like that, and spending time with my boyfriend and the friends that I really care about and my family, and just realizing like, you don't know what's going to happen in the future. You know, I didn't know I was going to be diagnosed with celiac. That was the last thing that I thought was going to happen. But it did, and I don't know what else is going to happen in my life. So do the things that I want to do now, not the things that I feel like I'm supposed to do, or else I'm missing out on some experience. And the last thing I've learned, number 10, is everything in life falls under 2 categories. It's either every experience, every thought, everything. It's either something to be grateful for, or it's a lesson learned. But in turn, if it's a lesson learned, well, that's like also something to be grateful for because you learned something. I just think I've realized more this year than ever that you can't have the good without the bad. You know, this is like arguably one of the worst things maybe to happen as a whole, like something that's going to affect my whole life for the rest of my life. It's probably the worst thing in that sense that's ever happened to me thus far. But at the same time, because it happened, so many amazing things have happened, and just my entire outlook on life and myself and my community is totally different. And I just have like a much clearer picture of where I want to go and where I'm going. So, of course, while I wish I didn't have this disease, and I'm sure, you know, all of you can relate with something in your life, whether it's like an illness or it's an experience. As much as I wish I didn't have this disease, I'm so grateful for everything that has come out of it. at least thus far. You know, maybe one day, like, I'm gonna actually have, like, osteoporosis, and that would really suck. But until then, it's been rewarding, and a rewarding experience, I would say. I wouldn't say good. Those are my top 10 things that I've learned in the past year, mostly from celiac, but from a few other experiences too, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. Like, if you've ever had a life-changing, a life-altering moment, I'm sure you've learned very similar things. But if you have any, like, additions, if you want to tell me your story, please do. Like, I'd love to hear it, and I'd love to talk about it down in the comments. Or there's also ways, like, to connect with me via social media in the description box below. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.